Hey there, Internet. Most students feel that speaking is the easiest on the IELTS test. Well, yes and no. Because yes, it is only 15 minutes long, and no, it's hard to meet all the criteria to get a higher score. I said hard, not impossible. Here are 3 things that will help you get a better score in speaking part 2 and in speaking part 3. Before I give you those 3 tips, here's some general advice that I think will help you get a bigger score. Part 2, the long turn. The biggest mistake students make is to not take notes. The examiner will give you a piece of paper and a pencil to take notes because speaking for 2 minutes without stopping isn't easy. Even native English speakers will have trouble speaking for 2 minutes. It's quite unnatural in any way if you think about it. Students who don't take notes often seem to have trouble organizing their thoughts and ideas. So use your notes to help you remember what you want to say. Use the P.R.E.P method, the P.R.E.P method, to make your point much more easier. Start with P. Make 1 sentence about your main point. Then give 2 or 3 sentences to provide R, which is the reason. Next, give E an example. Describe the example using 2 or 3 sentences. And finish by repeating P, your main point. But use a different sentence. The P.R.E.P method is quite common and a lot of people use it. So it's not new knowledge. For example, do you like coffee? I suppose I like coffee most days. I mean, I would rather prefer coffee more than tea. The reason being coffee is a natural stimulant. It works for me because I'm not a typical morning person. For example, if I'm going to an early morning class or lecture, I definitely drink some strong coffee. A McDonald's coffee does the job well for me. And it's pretty inexpensive compared to Starbucks. Try this simple method. Use a watch and give yourself 1 minute to take notes on any topic, then 2 minutes to make your answer. Use the P.R.E.P method as much as you can. I would say you should practice 1 or 2 topics every day before the test. Also, do not worry about the time. That is the examiner's job. He or she will tell you when to stop. And when they tell you to stop, don't be annoyed. It's just the end of your time. And that it's time to move on. Now, part 3, general questions. Now, part 3 is the hardest part of the speaking test, and it comes very quickly. Most students aren't ready. When you hear the examiner say, "And now, I'd like to ask you some general questions related to your part 2 topic," you know now that part 3 is starting. So be ready. Don't take so much time. I would say 3-4 sentences for each answer is usually enough. If you do have a long introduction, the examiner will think you don't know how to answer the question. So make sure you answer the question with an opinion, your opinion most precisely. Use the general specific technique. And this again is a technique that many teachers use, is as soon as you hear the question, give a general opinion about the topic. Then give a specific reason or an example, preferably your example, in the next sentence or 2. In exams, I enjoy using this because it gives answers from very different viewpoints.